Oh my God, there's so much Scorpio energy here. This is like all fixed sign energy. So it's very intense. This is a lot of intensity. Could be something that has been going on for quite some time. We turn the eight on its side, and it's the lemniscate, which is eternity, infinity, just over and over and over again. There could have been a situation where maybe you felt wronged in some way. Maybe there was like a vindictive sort of revengey vibe that you felt inclined to indulge. It could have gone too far. Maybe again, this is could also be like a grudge that was just held on to for ages and ages and ages, and it's just like, oh my God, are you over it yet? Like, are you still talking about this? Like, maybe you've just been talking to people about it nonstop and they're like, oh my God, I don't want to hear it anymore. This could also be extreme communication with Mercury in Scorpio, or just communication that comes across as like just too intense, just like maybe too much information, too personal, too dark, even, like taboo stuff, private matters or whatever. And this could definitely affect your status. This could affect your reputation. It could affect how people look at you. And it could be really difficult to kind of maybe deal with the ramifications of that, deal with the consequences. You could be called to exhibit a lot of strength, a lot of stamina in regards to maybe keeping your innate Scorpio urges under wraps and not letting it kind of go too far. Let's say you do have like a painful situation that maybe you're like, yes, they wronged me, I hate them, blah, blah, blah. You might just have to kind of keep it to yourself, or learn to not bring it up all the time, or learn who is willing to hear you and who doesn't need to hear all your business. You know what I mean? Like, just because that stuff happened doesn't mean everyone needs to know about it. It doesn't need to define your entire personality, right? And also, you never know how people are going to interpret this stuff. Like, you might be totally in the right to feel the way that you do, but still, once the information is out, you have no control over how that perspective or that information affects others' opinion of you, how they want to include you or not include you. Like, it's kind of out of your control at that point. So I would suggest keeping a tight grip on your emotions. Scorpio is typically a pretty private sign, so I don't think you are necessarily blabbing to everyone, but just like be extra cautious. Try not to let yourself be overwhelmed by feelings of uh, revenge, or being too intense to the point where it is just like taking over your whole life. It's good to remain balanced. And I like that your opposite card is the one that showed up that was different, because it shows that you need to kind of find a middle ground.